Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Digitus, to the channel. My name is Martindogger, and I started wondering what is next. And I'm making this video at the risk of people telling me, "Oh, you're just a whore to wargaming. You are a salesman." Or, "Martin, don't give them any ideas. We have more than enough premium tanks as it is currently in the game." And yes, I'm quite aware of that there are more than enough premium vehicles in the store and in the game, and that Wargaming are releasing them at an alarming rate and recycling them and putting them in crates, and then they're putting tanks in crates which should be in the tech tree. Yes, Chieftain Mark 6, I'm looking at you, and AMX 30B maybe, and the upcoming Super Conqueror, which is going to be a crate tank and not a tech tree tank, which is a bit annoying. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and yeah, as much as I dislike those crates, I still like the game. I still like to play the game. And what I was thinking, basically, was what Defender tank will be next. And the reason for that was the fact that I got a few replays sent. This one, for example, the IS-3 Defender, of course, when the Defender Mark 1 was in the crates. That one was sitting in my inbox on numerous occasions. Quite a few replays on that tank. And then we had the T-20 Defender. I think that one was recently for sale as well. It's really hard to keep track of the amount of times tanks are on sale. But anyways, there are now 3 full-blooded auto-reloading Defender tanks in Tier 8. And this one was the original, the big IS-3 Defender. It was a very lengthy grind marathon back in the days, and I managed to complete it with honors, not with honors, but I've done all the grinding on that thing. I think it was during, I don't know, autumn break, something like that, maybe even during Christmas. But I was playing it for a very lengthy time, and I got this one, the IS-3 Defender. 3 shots, 400 alpha per shot, quite a long reload, inter-shell reload. And then you got the T-28 Defender, and we had the Defender Mark 1, obviously. And I started thinking, what tank will they be doing next when they're looking at a Defender? And there will be people who will, I can already hear tick, 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 click, 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 typing comments. "Martin, don't give them any ideas. You're so stupid. You're giving them ideas for new premium tanks. You're such a salesman now. And well, why are you giving these ideas to Wargaming? They will just make more premium tanks." Well, come on, guys. Do you really think that if I would make this video, that will give them the idea to make a new premium tank? They will make new premium tanks. No problem whatsoever. They will always start making new premium tanks. And why is that? People buy them. People buy the premium tanks, and I dislike the crates very much. But yeah, good premium tanks, if they are fun to play, then no problem whatsoever, no questions asked. But which one will be next? And make no mistake, this is just purely me thinking, scratching on the back of my head, wondering what tank will be next. And the IS-3, the regular one, the tech tree one back in the days, was quite a popular tank. That one has been power creeped a bit, because there are other tanks now in the tech tree that are better than an IS-3. But the T-28 Defender was based on the T-28 prototype. And let's be fair, the prototype was, well, not a really popular tank destroyer in the American tech tree. Now why is that? Well, because it was slow, it was sluggish, it had very open sides, very weak sides, it had a gun, but the turret was, you could easily penetrate it, so Wargaming buffed the tank a little bit. I think they added some frontal armor to the hull. They gave it a far better engine, they gave it a 3-shot autoloader, and there you have it, hey presto, T-28 Defender. And then they also made this thingy, the Defender Mark 1, which is basically a Centurion Defender. 4-shot autoloader, because the Defender has an autoloader gun, obviously, but the Centurion doesn't have a really big alpha gun. It has a 20-pounder gun, 190 alpha per shot, which means you need to get 4 shots in the magazine to make it be somewhat competitive. Well, that then got me thinking. I was looking at the list of tanks in the tiers, and specifically tier 8, obviously, because tier 8 that's where it is. That's where the Defender tanks are. And I also got me thinking. I started wondering. Well, we got a Russian Defender of the motherland. We have a British Defender for King and Country, and we have a American Defender because America. What's going to be next? French Defender? I don't think so, to be honest, because a Defender is an auto-reloading tank. It has to have a auto-reload. It has to have a magazine. And the French already have a fair few magazine tanks. They have the AMX 5100, they have the AMX 3090. And that's about it in tier 8. I mean, you can't have a medium tank. There's no medium line yet for the French. And yes, I suppose you can make a Defender tank out of a AMX AC48, but that's quite a popular tank. So I don't see that happening. The Russian, the American tech tree, and the British tech tree already have a Defender tank. Then you have the Japanese tanks. Well, they're getting new tanks in 6.9, so I don't think that will happen. And the STB line is pretty popular. STA not so much maybe, but yeah, I don't think that they're gonna make a Japanese one. Chinese one then? Might be the case, but the T-34-2, it's not a really popular tank, but it's not that unpopular either. Maybe a WZ-110 might be a candidate. European tech tree line Pantera will not happen. So that just basically leaves the German tech tree line. And if you look at the German tech tree line, if you look at the players over the last 90 days, then there's 2 tanks sticking out. One is sticking out like a saw little finger, basically, the VK4502P, or P Ausführung A. And that's that hybrid medium heavy tank. You know, the one that leads up towards the VK7201K. That might be a candidate. But a more likely candidate, in my opinion, will probably be the Indian Panzer. God, that tank has no player base whatsoever. It's one of the worst performing tech tree tanks in the game. Together with the T-28, the regular T-28, not the Proto, but that's an American tank, and they already have a Defender. So my guess is it will be a German tank, and it will be either the Indian Panzer or the VK. And the Indian Panzer, if you're looking at that tank, it is unloved because it doesn't really fit into the current meta, because you can play the RU to get towards the Leopard 1, towards the Leopard PTA first and then the Leopard 1. But if you would make the Indian Panzer into a Defender tank, then they could fit a maybe 4-shot autoloader on this tank. I would be pressing it probably. That would be 900 damage in the clip. Well, then again, 900 damage in the clip. 4-shot autoloader, basically the same as the Defender Mark 1. That might be an option. And I think actually, if Wargaming would do a Defender tank for the German tech tree line, that would pretty much be an option, because you have the Defender Mark 1 with good penetration, slightly lower alpha at 190, and they have 212 on the 90mm gun that the Indian Panzer is using. And then you could get 4 shots on it, and then you would have 900 average burst damage. That's not too bad, in my opinion. The gun handling is pretty much the same. Dispersion is the same. It is the Defender Mark 1 has slightly better dispersion, but fit a bigger engine in it, like they did with the T-28 Defender. And then, yeah, I can see that happen. I can see it happen that Wargaming announced somewhere in summer 2020, oh, here's going to be the grand marathon for the whopping Indian Panzer Defender tank, because we need it, and the Indian is obviously a very, very strong and brilliant tank. But no, we made it even better, because we gave it an autoloader, and we gave it a very big engine, and we gave it that really scary lawnmower sound that all the Defender tanks get. You know, the when you drive around. And then we paint it in black and grey, and leave little nuclear icons on it, and stripes at the back so people don't bump into your ass. So that's what we're going to do. So yes, please tell me, what do you think? Will Wargaming make a new Defender tank? Will they make an Indian Panzer Defender, or a VK-45 Defender, or maybe even some other type of Defender tank? I'm not sure. Please don't judge me if it doesn't happen. I mean, it's just my thinking, my sick mind thinking about new premium tanks. But I think it's fun to just ponder what might happen and make educated guesses, because life is pretty hard as it is now these days, isn't it? Leave your thoughts and comments down below in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for visiting, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers! Happy tanking! Take care of yourself. Bye bye.